Now we are going to get into the next session, which is going to be all about trademarks, brand registry, patents. Let me bring them on. Here we got Rich Goldstein and Anita from sellertrademarks.com. How's it going, guys?
Great. Hey, Bradley.
It's going well.
That background, is that a real background, Rich? It looks so good.
It's actually my office. That is a picture of my office behind me, but there is a green screen right now at this moment.
That's
so
pretty cool.
Virtual office, but on green screen. Speaking
of anybody Office fans here, I used to have an Office background here. I wonder where that goes. But I'm going to throw up a different. I got to up my background game right now because Rich is making me look bad. So here, I'm going to up my background game here. All right, Anita, where are you calling in from right now?
Oh, I'm from Athens. I'm stuck here. I've been here since March.
Were you just like on vacation there and then just couldn't leave now? Oh, I can think of worse places to be stuck in though. So at least you have that going.
Not bad. Yeah, it's definitely warmer than in North America.
Cool. All right, now just 1 minute or less, or 30 seconds or less. Again, both Rich and Anita have been on the podcast before, but in case you guys didn't see that podcast, you might not, know who they are. So, Rich, if you could just give a brief introduction to explain who you are, what you do.
Certainly, I work with entrepreneurs to help them to protect their ideas with patents and trademarks. And mostly, I focus on patents, but my firm does trademarks as well. I work with a lot of Amazon sellers and people in e-commerce in general to help them protect their products that they're launching out into the world.
And Anita?
Yes, we do specialize in trademark registration only, and we file in many countries, including US, Europe, China, and many other countries. And yes, we do work primarily with Amazon sellers as well, so we do know their needs.
Excellent.
Brand registry.
Yeah. So guys, I'm just going to hop right into something that I worked on recently, and we're going to do another podcast about this soon. But as you know, we had that Project X thing that we did on YouTube where we launched a few products. And so for one of them, I used sellertrademarks.com. That's actually also a helium-10 company that does that in conjunction with Anita. And I want to do a test, like how fast can I get brand registry? And so do you remember, Anita, from the day that I started the German trademark with you, how many days until I actually got brand registry from that trademark? Do you remember?
I think it was about 10 days or so.
It was about 10 days to get the trademark, and then boom, 2 days after that, pretty much we were able to get brand registry. So that's like kind of unheard of, because Anita, if you were to get a US trademark, how long does it take to get a US trademark right now?
Well, 6 to 10 months on average.
Yeah, and that's how it's
average.
And you can't get brand registry without it. But Amazon.com in the US can accept foreign trademarks. It's right there in their drop-down menu. So I was like, let's try one in Germany because we can get a German trademark faster. It absolutely accepted it and got brand registry. Now, Rich, patents is something that I think a lot of people understand the need for trademarks, especially because they're trying to get brand registry. But who is that comedian who was always mad that he never got enough respect? Was it Rodney
Dangerfield?
Rodney Dangerfield. I feel like patents are the Rodney Dangerfield of the Amazon journey, that people think it's something that's not important or that can't help them. But in your opinion, I know you could probably spew off here and give us 10 different reasons. What are the top 2 reasons, would you say, that it's important to at least consider patents in the Amazon journey?
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. Is I think you should at least consider them, but it's not always the right answer. Getting a patent doesn't always make sense. You only want to get a patent if it's going to protect what actually matters to the market. So you want to make sure that it's going to protect the features that are the selling point for your product. Just getting a patent, but it being really focused on the details that are unimportant to the market, that's not worthwhile. So 2 reasons why it's important. Number one, if you do have a feature that's distinct about your product that other people haven't done before, and it's possible to patent it, then that would give you a competitive advantage. It'd give you the ability to stop other people from making, using, or selling a product with that feature. Number 2 is on Amazon. Amazon seems to be deferring to IP owners. especially design patents. If you have a product that has a distinctive appearance, you might as well get a design patent for it, because when someone copies your product, when someone makes a product that looks like yours, it will infringe your design patent, and getting it taken down could be done as easily as sending an email to Amazon.
Cool. All right. Now, Anita, I think the one that almost everybody understands of why trademarks is important is just, hey, yeah, trademarks are important, but get brand registry. Number two, what are some other reasons on how having a trademark can help or protect an Amazon seller?
Yeah, it's funny how the appearance of Amazon and brand registry, it looks like almost the only reason to file a trademark is to get access to brand registry. And it's a little bit sad because there are so many other great reasons. Like, trademark is an asset. So if you ever sell your company, it will increase the value of the assets of your company. You can license your trademark. You can sell it to somebody else. It gives the biggest reason to trademark is it gives you, it makes it easier for you to enforce your rights, because the rights are presumed in the trademark registration, so you don't have to prove them again. They're already there. And many people discount that, and all they think about is, oh yes, I can get brand registry. Yes, it's true, but there are so many other things outside of Amazon. And if you're thinking about franchising, it's also important to get a trademark. So there are many great reasons. If you trademark federally, so your trademark is valid like in all states. In many other countries, that's the only way how you can trademark. Like in Canada, you can only trademark federally. In Germany as well. In the UK as well. So your trademark is valid in all states in the US and across the country in other countries. That's pretty much the reasons. Also in the US, like 5 years after you registered your trademark, it becomes incontestable, so no one can take it away. So that's another great reason to trademark. But I think one reason that's really important is that it increases the value of your company. So if you file a trademark and register a trademark and later sell the company, you can get the money back for what you paid for the trademark and maybe even more. Definitely more, I think.
Awesome.
The longer you have the brand, the longer you have the trademark, the more it increases in value as well.
Cool.
And
now,
they don't expire.
I'm sorry?
They don't expire, unlike patents.
A little rivalry here. Though. They don't. But
no.
Speaking of that, hold on. That's a great point. That's actually an opportunity, Rich.
Yeah.
Because patents expire, there's actually something that you teach that can be used for product research along those same lines, right?
Absolutely. But just to clarify a point there, I think what Anita meant is, I mean, trademarks do expire, but you can renew them.
You can renew them, yeah, but you can renew them for as long as you want.
Exactly. And when patents expire, they cannot be renewed, which is, I know what you're getting at here, Bradley. And that is that you can use the vast library, the vast history of issued United States patents as kind of fertile ground for finding new product ideas. Because once a patent expires, it cannot be renewed. And therefore, if you find a cool idea in an expired patent, if you want to make that product, you're welcome to. And there are many, many products, many great ideas that were patented, never really marketed, never really pursued. And if you can dig through the records and find them, then they're yours for the taking.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I know of less than 5 people, if even that, who use that method. So that's like something that, people are like, oh, everything I do in product research, maybe everybody's searching that same thing. I don't know of anybody who is actively doing that. And so that could be a gold mine for some of you guys, to be able to search that. Now, let's go now to some of the user questions for the rest of the time. Let's see, and let's try and keep our, let's see if in Greece and in Jersey, 30 seconds actually means 30 seconds. So far in the other countries I've had it, 30 seconds means something different, but hopefully it means a little bit more here. Let's see here. Okay. Tanya says, I'm not even sure hold on. What are the yearly fees in EU? If I register in Germany, do I need to do other countries in EU, or is it enough to get the brand registry? So if you get brand registry for Amazon Germany, let's just say, does that cover you for all of Amazon Europe, Anita?
Well, first of all, Germany is part of the EU. So if you file a trademark in the EU, you're protected in Germany. But if you file a trademark in Germany, you're not protected in the other countries of the EU. So with a German trademark, you can get access to Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, the German Amazon, and all other Amazon brand registries.
Okay. Okay, good. That's good to know. A quick question for you, Anita. Another way to do fast brand registry that doesn't have to do with anything that you do is the IP Accelerator program. And I did a test on that as well. And it was very similar, 2 weeks, and the cost was similar, but that was for a US trademark. Now, what disadvantage do I have with that, the one I did on IP Accelerator, as opposed to the German trademark that I have? Isn't it that I really am not protected fully with my trademark, since that US trademark is not going to go live for another 6 months, right?
Well, I can't say there are any disadvantages. I mean, two things to keep in mind is that if your trademark doesn't register in the US, you will lose access to brand registry because Amazon will check from time to time. So if you filed for a trademark that's unregisterable or that was unregisterable, I mean, it will be abandoned eventually. You will not be able to register this trademark.
Okay. Now here's a question from Bua. I don't think it really has to do with you guys, but maybe if either of you know it, but to me, this is a separate thing. Do either of you have experience with any of your clients who work with the Amazon Transparency Program?
I don't.
I personally don't think that it goes along, because for those who don't know, the Transparency Program is where how you can like put a specialized barcode on every single one of your products that goes in, so that it kind of helps, you know, theoretically speaking, from hijackers. But do you have any direct experience with that, Anita or Rich?
Well, I think you have to have a US registered trademark to be in that program. So it have to be a US registered trademark. So if we're talking about Amazon.com. Okay. So it's not enough just to file.
Let's see. Another one here. What if I have more than one brand under my Seller Central account? Do I need to get trademark for all brands to use the brand registry? Yes. Not to use the brand registry, but to be brand registered is per brand. To have access to brand registry tools, you only need at least one.
Yes, yeah, and you can have more than one brand, I mean, in your Amazon seller account.
Os Group says, is there any source to see expiring patents?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a bit haphazard, but what you could do is you look on Google Patents, and that's patents.google.com, the search engine for patents on Google. And on the left-hand side, you could limit the search by different parameters. And one of those parameters would be filed, like filing date. And then what you want to do is make the filing date more than 20 years ago. And then you would know if it's in the case of utility patents expire 20 years after they were initially filed. So if you limit it to patents that were filed more than 20 years ago, then in the case of utility patents, that's how you'd find patents that are expiring. Or if you want to set a window where it's like 19 to 20 years ago, so you can see ones that are about to expire in this coming year, then you could do it that way as well.
Okay, another one for Rich here. I mean, obviously you could probably go on for 5 minutes here, but in a nutshell, what's the things that people need to know about as far as what's required?
For getting a patent?
Yes. I'm sorry. Let me read the question for you. I thought maybe you could see here. Prime says, what are the requirements for patent registry? What's needed?
Okay, so patent registry, I assume he means for obtaining a patent. So in order for, I mean, there are a lot of different requirements. The main one is that it needs to be different. It needs to be different from things that already exist, in that it's new, so different in some way, and also non-obvious, meaning that it's not just a minor variation, something more than that. Generally, what you want to do is search to find out what are the other things out there that are close to it, because that's how you're going to determine if it's different enough.
Okay. This is a question for Anita, but I think I might know the answer. You can tell me if I'm right or not, Anita. Josie says, can I apply for brand registry on Amazon while my trademark is still waiting for approval? So my answer to that is no, unless if it was IP Accelerator, that actually works. But if you're just on your own, getting your own trademark, you have to wait until it's, I don't know what the term is, published or something, or official for Amazon to accept it. Is that correct, Anita?
Registered, yes, right. And also with the IP Accelerator, you can only get brand registry for the products that you already sell on Amazon, as far as I know. So for those listings that are already active.
Okay. This is for me, I guess. Is there a link to the 80% off offer? So that's at the very bottom, guys. The helium10.com/megathon. That's the 80% off for new customers offer that we're offering in this megathon today. So just go to Rhonda, right to this link, right to next to us here. Let's see. Oh, good question for Anita again. If I get a German trademark, kind of like what I did just as a test, should I still register for a US one?
Absolutely, yeah, because only US trademark will protect you in the US. So the German trademark, UK trademark is just a shortcut to get in the brand registry. But if you're serious about your brand, if you're serious about your business, you should definitely file in the US as soon as possible. Absolutely.
Okay. Back to Rich. This is from Helen. Can you talk a little bit more about design patents? Are they straightforward to get?
Thanks, Helen. I don't think anything's straightforward with the United States Patent Office. But the thing about design patents is what you're protecting is the appearance of the product. And so what's really critical is that you present that appearance correctly in the drawings from every angle. So the patent office gets extremely finicky over the drawings and the consistency between the drawings, where if there's like a fold of fabric shown from the front, if it's not reconcilable from the side views that it's the same fold in fabric, they're going to reject the application. And in a lot of cases, you can't fix it later. So the real critical part about design patents is getting the drawings correct, making sure that the object is fully and accurately and consistently represented.
Okay. Keeping it with Rich here. Here's another question from Joel. How long does it take to get a patent?
Generally, it takes about a year or two to get a patent, but typically within a couple of months, you can get patent pending, which means that you've filed the application, you've established your priority in the idea so that no one can step ahead of you to get their own patent. And then it's just going to take some time for it to go through the patent office and be reviewed.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Let's keep going. Let's keep it with really quick with Rich here. I don't know what this is. What is patenting IP?
Okay, well, IP is the general term for this overall field that we're talking about. IP is intellectual property, which means patents, trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets. So in terms of patenting IP, I mean, I don't know what specifically you want to know about it, but generally, patent is the way that you protect product ideas or software or the design of a product. And that's the type of IP that gets protected with a patent.
Okay. I love how in Jersey and Greece, 30 seconds means 30 seconds. This is great. By the way, guys, there is method to my madness. That's why I'm wearing this hat right now, just because Rich is here. And I did change my crazy sock. It kind of matches, purple. So I'm not completely crazy. Actually, I probably am. Going back to Anita now. This is from Hamid. If we have a trademark in the Middle East, will our trademark registration process be processed faster in the US?
Well, not really. You could claim priority from your Middle East trademark if you file within 6 months of that Middle East trademark, but it will not really make your trademark registration process faster in the US. What will make it faster possibly is if you already have a US registered trademark.
Okay.
In your company name, and you file another one, then you can claim ownership of that other trademark, and that can make the process a little bit faster. But generally, rely on the foreign trademark. I mean, it can only make it faster because you may not have to file a statement of use in the US. So you can rely on that foreign trademark.
All right.
But again, it has to be filed within 6 months of the US trademark.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Carlos is probably asking because he just heard that I did that one with seller trademarks for the German. So the answer to this question about how much does it cost to get trademark registry in Germany, it also depends on if you're doing that expedited process and the regular. So what are the different price ranges? Like if somebody were to go to seller trademarks to get a German trademark, what are the different prices approximately?
Well, I mean, for a regular trademark, you're looking at about $1,000 with the government fees included. For the expedited, I think you're looking at about $1,400 because the government fees are double for the accelerated examination, it's called. With the accelerated examination, it will be less than a month. It will take less than a month. I mean,
Okay.
we had a trademark registered in as quick as 2 days and 4 days and 6 days, so that's not unusual.
Here's a question for both of you guys. During, like for example, my son, he needed to get his driver's permit, but DMV offices are closed, so he couldn't go take his test. Me, I need to get a new passport, and I got a message saying that, it's going to take a lot longer process. Are there any current delays anywhere in the world as far as registering patents, registering trademarks that you guys are seeing right now due to coronavirus? Let's start with Rich.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, the patent office is very much in business, at least the United States Patent Office. They've been working virtually for a long time, where they've encouraged telework, examiners working from home. So it's pretty much business as usual at the United States Patent Office.
Okay, and Anita, are there any differences that you're seeing in getting things registered now as opposed to under normal circumstance?
Well, I think the only delay that we may experience is getting paper certificates by mail, because there is some delay pretty much with most countries. But you don't really need that anyway. I mean, unless you want to put it on your wall.
All right, let's go with Mitchell. This is for Rich. If my product is being sold by other sellers at this time, but there is no design patent, is it still possible to get a design patent?
The answer is no, and let me just elaborate on that a little bit. First of all, in order to patent something, you need to have invented it. So if you see a product, you've adopted a product, you start manufacturing a product, that's not grounds for applying for a patent. You need to actually have been the inventor of it in order to apply. Assuming that if you did happen to invent it, and it's already out, I mean, it's a complicated scenario, but basically imagine if you invented it independently and the product's been out there though before you get to apply, then you cannot. The only scenario where you'd be able to apply for the design patent is if you were out there first with it in public, it was less than a year ago, then other people came onto the market with the same product, so you might still be able to apply. But yeah, there's only a few possible scenarios where you could still do it. But if you're just one of many making the product and you didn't actually invent it, you cannot get a design patent. Yeah.
What's the difference between the R with a circle on it or the TM, and what does it have to do with trademark process? Well,
just R in a circle means it's registered. TM means it's been used as a trademark. I mean, many people think you can only put TM after you file the trademark, but you can put it at any time. It's just a notice to the public indicating that, hey, this name is my brand, it's my trademark. In the US, you should only put R in a circle once you have a registered trademark. In many other countries, really no one really checks, no one really cares, but you should still put R in a circle after you have registered your trademark. But you can put TM at any point if you think that you have a trademark.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. We got a question for Rich from Prime. Optimus Prime says, is Amazon recognizing if we file the patent or we have to wait till we get the registration? I want to protect my design ASAP.
Yeah, you need to wait until it's actually patented, because until the US Patent Office says this is different enough to be patented, there is no protection. There is no ability, let's say outside of Amazon, in the real world, to stop people from making, selling, or using the product. And rightfully so, because we don't know if you're actually, just the fact that you applied for one doesn't mean that you're actually going to get it, and you should be able to stop other people. So you need to wait for the patent office to take action, to grant the patent, before you can take Amazon to take action as well.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. That is pretty much almost it for the time that we have for the questions. So as you guys can see, isn't this cool how many questions we got? You know, I love this because usually people think, only only the launch. I have tons of questions about launch or product research, and people think that, oh, I'm just going to tune out in patents and trademarks. I love this because it shows that our audience here, you guys are on the ball. You can understand the importance of patents and trademarks, and so are sending these questions in. I see more questions that we didn't get a chance to go over. So first of all, let's go to Rich. If people want to send you some of these questions they didn't get answered, or find out about your services, how can they find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I'd say that I think patenting is probably the most important thing to your business that you know the least about. I have videos that explain the process. I actually just I have a course that explains how to patent a product. I just made it available for free. So if you want to go and just sign up for that, just go to patentingyourproduct.com, patenting your product, patentingyourproduct.com. And then there's a lot of information that explains how the process works. If you want to find out about my firm and see if it's a match to work together, that's goldsteinpatentlaw.com, goldsteinpatentlaw.com.
Awesome. And Anita, I already mentioned the sellertrademarks.com. Are there any other ways that people can reach you, or email address?
Well, they can email support@sellertrademarks.com, and they can also find us on Trademark Angel. We do offer free trademark searches. I mean, if you're not sure if your trademark is registrable, you can check for free. I mean, there is no fee for that. But yeah, with any questions, just email support@sellertrademarks.com.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Anita and Rich, thank you so much. And thank you for answering the questions so quickly. I think we got the most questions answered out of any topic here, because you guys kept it pretty quick and concise. So again, both of these fine individuals were on the Serious Sellers podcast. If you want to get more information, go to helium10.com/podcast, look up their names, and you could get a 45-minute session of this. So Anita and Rich, thank you so much, and stay safe. And we'll see you hopefully soon visiting us in the Irvine Helium 10 office.